Welcome to this video on House Elected Presidents, focusing on a fictional alternate history around the 1848 election. We begin by establishing an alternate fictional background for the 1848 election. President Andrew Eastman's term from 1843 to 1849 was marked by stability and administrative order, reinforcing public trust. He focused on maintaining existing systems, but was less successful in articulating a forward-looking vision for the emerging political and economic challenges. Now let's meet the candidates for the upcoming election. Former Governor Martin Bancroft of New Jersey, age 66, presented himself as the custodian of stability, emphasizing order and constitutional restraint. However, his age led to concerns among younger voters. Governor Aaron Clayton of Connecticut, age 54, campaigned as a competent reformer promising modernization within the existing framework. While disciplined, he struggled to generate excitement among voters seeking new directions. U.S. Representative Marvin Hudson of Kentucky, age 64, was the voice of expansion and opportunity, strongly appealing to frontier and southern adjacent states. However, Eastern elites viewed him as a risky choice. U.S. Senator James Gilbert of Pennsylvania, age 57, emphasized compromise and legislative wisdom, appealing to moderates. Despite his integrity, he lacked a compelling public narrative and was overshadowed by others. Governor Samuel Goodell of New York, age 52, positioned himself as the future, focusing on economic growth and national ambition. He was the most forward-looking candidate, but was perceived by rivals as overly ambitious. House Speaker George Winslow of North Carolina, age 53, campaigned as the experienced operator with deep institutional knowledge and Southern Bloc support. Voters were uneasy about concentrating too much power in one entrenched figure. The House is now in session to elect the next president. In ballot 1, with 230 total House votes, 116 are needed to win. Samuel Goodell leads with 54 votes, followed by James Gilbert and George Winslow. No candidate reached the required majority. Before the second ballot, a compromise failed. No candidate would bow out, as no one trusted a rival to protect their supporters' interests. Ballot 2 saw small changes, with Samuel Goodell increasing his lead slightly to 56 votes, still far from the necessary 116 votes. Before the third ballot, all candidates addressed the House, arguing why they should be the next president. Bancroft emphasized duty, Clayton stressed competence, and Hudson spoke of expansion. Gilbert pleaded for unity, Winslow focused on order, and Goodell championed the future. Despite their passionate pleas, the third ballot and subsequent votes did little to change the outcome. Ballots 3 through 5 show a continuing deadlock. Goodell remains in the lead, but the required 116 votes remain elusive for all candidates. After ballot 5, House members are tired, the public's patience is wearing thin, and leadership began searching for an alternative name not yet tied to the stalled election. The stalemate continued through ballots 6 to 10, underscoring the deep divisions in the House. Following the 10th ballot, Governor Roger Knox of Tennessee made an unexpected plea to the House. He stated that the lack of unity and trust was the issue, warning against a victory won by exhaustion. Knox insisted the country needed someone unbound by sectional debt, someone who could lead without being beholden to any faction. This prompted a voice from the gallery demanding, "We need Knox." Following this dramatic appeal, the House proceeded to the 11th ballot, where a surprising change occurred. In ballot 11, Roger Knox appeared as a write-in candidate and received an unexpected number of votes, breaking the previous pattern. Knox rose again, visibly uncomfortable, and insisted he did not seek the office. He urged the House to vote for the man they trusted, seeking resolution, not reverence for him. He plainly asked the members, "Do not vote for me." However, his refusal was seen as honesty, which only encouraged more votes, freeing members to support the perceived uncompromised choice. In ballot 12, Roger Knox gained more support, indicating a growing movement toward the unexpected candidate. Martin Bancroft and Marvin Hudson, the two oldest candidates, withdrew and threw their full support behind Governor Knox, urging their voters to do the same, despite the younger candidates' protests. Ballot 13 confirmed the shift in momentum toward Knox, who is now a major contender. James Gilbert withdrew, urging his supporters to vote for Knox to prevent his rival, Samuel Goodell, from winning. This move further shattered the remaining candidates' viability. Ballot 14 shows a decisive lead for Knox, making his election almost certain. House Speaker George Winslow chose unity over prolonging the contest and endorsed Knox. His support reframed the draft as a dignified reconciliation, effectively ending the deadlock. Ballot 15 officially confirms the election of Roger Knox, reaching the required number of votes to win the presidency. Despite his initial refusal, Governor Roger Knox of Tennessee accepted the presidency, seeing himself as duty-bound after the House's decisive choice. The newly elected president is Roger Knox. The U.S. Senate elects former U.S. Senator Charles Dallas of Pennsylvania, age 56, as vice president. Roger Knox is the 11th president of the United States, with Charles Dallas as his vice president. Knox serves from March 4, 1849 to September 25, 1853, when breaking news is coming in. The news is somber. President Roger Knox has been assassinated. Vice President Charles Dallas immediately ascends to the presidency following the assassination of Roger Knox. With the vice presidency now vacant, the U.S. Senate selects Michael McKenzie, the mayor of Savannah, Georgia, as the new vice president. He is 48 years old. This slide shows the first 4 presidents, from Christopher Williamson to Matthew Sterling. This slide shows the next 4, from Henry Bartlett to Arthur Baldwin. This slide shows the latest 4 presidents, from John Ramsey to incumbent President Charles Dallas.